What is up everyone and welcome to another PC video. I am super excited, so apologies in advance if I stumble over my words or anything. Right in front of me I have an XFX Radeon HD 6950. I actually had to read that then. I've been looking at so many graphics cards, I'm getting confused with all of the numbers. So this is the card that I have chosen to go with. Huge thank you to everyone that gave me feedback in the video where I was asking for your recommendations. There were so many different recommendations and loads of things that people wanted me to do. A lot of people suggested the 6000 series, but there were all sorts of suggestions with no clear winner. So that's opened my eyes as to possibly a few more things that I could do in the future. And one of those things that I promised to do is bake the second 4870. That is a massive request that I've had. So even though that a few people have spotted a possible missing transistor on the other card, I will indeed bake that card to sort of adhere to the requests that I've had, because there's been so many of them. But that is for the future, and this video is right here, right now. What are we going to do? We are going to stick in this Radeon HD 6950. My gosh. But there is a catch, and I'm just going to lean over and use my arm to grab something else that I want to put into the frame. And you probably know what it is, judging by the title and possibly even thumbnail of the video, but I still wanted to do the dramatic shot that I've been thinking about. That is the second card. So not only am I going to be upgrading to a much more powerful, much newer GPU, I have two of them. So I promised you guys Crossfire, and Crossfire is what you're going to get. Now, I'm going to answer a few questions just really quickly before we dive into the video. This PC is not for total ultimate main rig performance. It's not with power and whatnot in mind. It's not with basically anything in mind. All that I have in mind is making fun videos and having a fun PC to play around with. So while this may not be the best setup in terms of maybe power consumption, heat output, or even performance by today's standards, it's going to be damn good fun, and I still get to try out Crossfire, which was the original idea behind this whole series. Now, before we go any further, I'd like to say a huge thank you to Tom. As you guys know, Tom donated the original 4870 that unfortunately was faulty. Through no fault of his own, he bought it from an unknown eBay seller and got it posted directly to me. It was sold to him as working, but unfortunately it was not. That's what led us to this point here today. But fast forward a few emails and conversations that I had with Tom, and he basically surprised me by paying for half of this bundle. So technically he paid for one entire card, even though he's donated the 4870 already, which has allowed me to make loads of awesome videos and even more awesome videos to come with the baking and that'll be really fun. He has still donated because he just wanted to donate something that was working, something that I could use in my PC. So he's probably sick of hearing it and sick of reading it, but Tom, huge, massive, colossal thank you to you. It's support from you and people like you that just really do help. Honestly, it's just, this would have been, even though I got this deal, I got this for a brilliant deal. It was £111 for both cards and postage. So that's about, 50 quid a card with postage on top. I would have still had to have sold something on eBay quite sharpish to make up the extra funds in order to make this viable, because I did dip into the IMNC fund bucket to get the money for this, but I don't have to rush in making the money back anymore because of Tom's generous donation. Anyway folks, we are going to pop these cards inside my PC. It's not going to be the longest video in the world, but we're going to install these into my PC. We're going to boot up, see if it works. I'm going to configure these in Crossfire. We're just going to make sure that everything is functioning, and yeah, I hope you stick around to watch, see what happens. I am so excited to give these a go. So let's pull out the working 4870. Now, there will be another use for this in the future. I was surprised at how many people wanted me to work with the 4870s, and there were a lot of people asking me to get a second 4870. Now, there are a few reasons why I didn't. It would have been much cheaper and stuff, but I almost felt, even though the card didn't work, I almost felt as if I'd already covered it with the amount of videos that I'd made. So I wanted to do something a little bit different. And what with me discovering that Doom is on the horizon this year and discovering how hefty the system requirements are, I wanted to get GPUs that could potentially run games a little bit better. So I was looking at the 5000 series, maybe a couple of 5770s, although I don't like those cards, I've had bad experiences with them. But then I stumbled across that deal for the 6950s and I just couldn't say no. So that's what's led me to this decision. But because of the popularity, as I was saying, of the 4870 content, I will be doing something with them in the future. Now, if I ever upgrade this platform, so the motherboard, CPU, or maybe even just upgrade the CPU or whatever, if I ever upgrade the system further, I could always rebuild the original system and get another 4870. So I could get a new complete system here and build another system, if you know what I mean. I'm stumbling over my words because of my excitement, folks. But yeah, popping both of these cards in. One thing I will say is these are a lot lighter than the 4870s, but they don't look quite as cool. They don't have the red. So I'm thinking of maybe changing my case lighting theme to red when I take a look at the fans and cooling scenario, because that's another thing about these cards. These cards have actually inspired me to look a little bit closer at the cooling situation in my case and really refine things, because I've spent the money on the cards. I might as well make this a pretty good PC. Okay, so we are all plugged in and screwed in. I've got just enough slack on the cables. I may want to route the GPU power cables underneath my drive cables at a later stage, but we will look at that again. Let me just pop on my Crossfire bridge. There you have it. Everything is nice and black, looking really clean. This is such a surprisingly clean build after some of these upgrades. Although I do definitely want to give the cabling some TLC. But all of that will come in the future with the improved cooling and stuff. And stick around to the end of the video if you want to hear quite a cool announcement, or a really cool announcement about this system. But yeah, for the most part, I am tremendously happy with how that looks. I'm going to put the side panel back on. Let's take a look if she fires up. And in case anyone's wondering, I did do a PSU calculation because these are beefier cards. And I've got a 650 watt PSU, and according to the PSU calculator that I used, I can't remember what site I was on now, my system max would be at 590. So not much headroom, but you're never going to hit max. That was with synthetic benchmarks as well, so they will definitely absorb the most power. But yeah, that is that. Let's fire it up and see if it works. So everyone, I'm all plugged in, and I actually have a keyboard and mouse connected this time, in the hope that I may get a chance to use them. So, I am a little bit nervous. My excitement has calmed down slightly, although I'm still very excited. This is a bit nerve-wracking now because I've had quite a bit of bad luck recently. So, I really hope this fires up. Yeah, without further ado, let's turn on the PSU and power her up in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. So fans have ramped right down. And anything. GPU fans did a little extra spin. Nothing on the display so far, but no crazy fans going mental, which is nice. Oh yes, there we have it. Windows took a little while, was probably just sorting itself out, but man, that is a good sight to see. That is a fantastic sight to see. I am very impressed. Okay, so the video card drivers, a bit messed up. Let's sign in. And I'm going to get the correct drivers loaded and enable Crossfire. It'll probably get the drivers itself, maybe. I'll just have a little look, guys, but check it out. We are there at the desktop. That is fantastic news. Just, you know, check it out, it's working. Okay, I'm gonna have a little freak out off camera because I'm very, very pleased. So I just got the auto driver detecting whatever it's called thing off the site, and it is downloading the latest and best drivers for the HD 6000 series video cards. So this will take a little while with my internet connection, but once these are downloaded, I can enable Crossfire in the Catalyst Control Center, I should imagine. Which is probably the way you do it. Again, I'm a Crossfire noob. This is the first ever time I've done it. But look how beastly that looks, guys. Look at that. Very, very nice. In case you're wondering, I have the two front fans of the system out just for noise reasons. I will be talking about the cooling at the end of this video, so stick around for that. But first, let's get the show on the road in terms of the GPUs themselves. Installation is going well, folks, with its usual splash of advertisements all over the screen, etc, etc, etc. Oh man, do you know, with these kind of videos, it's good because you get a new really exciting product and you get to make an awesome video, but it's bad because I'm so excited that I stumble over my words. And I received these in the post yesterday. I waited an entire day for my excitement to bubble down so that I wouldn't stumble over my words too much, and it hasn't really worked by the looks of it. But anyway, yeah, this crap is installing, so I'm just going to let it do its thing. And I'm looking on overclockers.co.uk at some cooling things just to see what's available for this type of system, and I'm quite enjoying myself. And obviously it's installing a new graphics driver, so the display is doing its thing, either that or it's broken, but I guess we will soon see. So it's automatically restarted and popped up with this doohickey, so we're gonna select that, and okay, yeah, we're gonna tick this as well, why the heck not. We're gonna apply that, and I guess that's done, is it? I don't know if it's that easy. Just looking at the new AMD Crimson driver support, because it did give me a pop-up, but the 6000 series is not listed. We got all the R9s, R7s, and then HD 8500 series and 7700 series. Yeah, so no 6000 series, but anyway, whatever. I think we are now enabled, so wow. So everyone, I took the side panel off just to, well, just take a closer look at both cards running really, and just fiddle with the fan speed a little bit just to see if the fan speed was controlling both fans. And if you check it out here, you guys can see GPU 1 and GPU 2 temperature and fan speed is and absolutely everything listed. So hang on, CPU, where are we? Yeah, there we have it, GPU 1 and 2. So Crossfire is enabled and working. I'm very, very, very happy. I'm going to boot up a quick game. There will be more in the future, folks, but I'm going to boot up a quick game just to see. Well, folks, I just booted up a fresh game of Dead Rising 2, which happens to be a game to hand. Obviously quite a few years old now, so not really a true test to the GPUs or anything, but this is what I'm going to chat about. I am going to test out this system extensively for the next couple of weeks. You probably won't see another PC video in at least a week and a half, unless anything goes wrong, but so far so good. Crossfire enabled, both GPUs detected by Afterburner, and absolutely no problem so far, touch wood. So yeah, I'm going to fiddle with this lot. Now, I did say that I would speak briefly about cooling at the end of this video. Taking a look at this system, it is loud, unoptimized, and it's just left over from when I threw everything together from the spare parts gaming PC, and it really is not a spare parts gaming PC anymore. I've gone out of my way to source all of the key components, so I do want to optimize cooling. Firstly, I want to change the color scheme. I'm getting sick of blue. I had blue in my original PC, everybody's got blue. I want to go for red. I think I'm settled on red, so I want to get all new fans, but somebody recommended that for a laugh and for excellent channel content and for yet another thing that I have never done before, somebody recommended that I should custom water cool the system or custom liquid cool the system. Now, I have spent a considerable amount of time on overclockers.co.uk checking out various things to do with liquid cooling and stuff, because it's something I've never done before, and it is something that I would love. I would love, love, love to try. And if I was going to do it, I'd do it properly. I'd water cool the CPU and both GPUs. And of course, I'd get a 280mm radiator in the top of this case, as well as a possible single 120 somewhere else, probably in the back or maybe down the bottom at a push. Probably not down the bottom actually. But a lot of things come into consideration when liquid cooling. Firstly, I need a budget. If I want to get all of the blocks, tubing, fittings and everything like that, we're looking at least 400, including a nice pump reservoir setup. I'd probably go for a bay pump reservoir because this case has limited space. I'd probably get a dual bay one. So yeah, you're talking at least 350, 400, if not more. So I don't want to sink that kind of money into this PC unless I can justify it in some kind of way. So what I'm saying to you guys is, if I can raise the money from the channel to do the liquid cooling setup for the channel, then that will be absolutely ideal. So if you guys have any ideas as to how I could raise money for my liquid cooling in a related way, let me know down in the comment section below. I'm gonna have a look around to see if there's anything I can sell off to fund this project, but because this is not my main system, it is very, very, very hard to justify, especially because I'm moving at the moment. So I would like to think that if I was going to liquid cool this system at all, I would do it sometime in 2016. Definitely not the first half of 2016. I won't be able to afford it no matter what happens, but if it's going to happen, it's going to happen this year if I can raise funds. So that's just a quick something that I've thrown in. I would love to do that, but the idea is very much in its infancy, and it would be very expensive, and I do need to prioritize some much more important things to spend my money on. But like I said, if you guys can think of a way that I can raise funds for this project, then let me know. So if you want to see it, comment down below, say yes, I want to see liquid cooling. If you think it's a rubbish idea, comment down below, let me know. But this video was all about the GPUs, and there they are. So another huge, huge thank you to Tom. This is absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I guess I will see you guys in the next video very soon, but in terms of this PC, I'll make another video about it in the next couple of weeks after I've had a chance to use it. We'll do some benchmarks and stuff. So big thanks guys, and as always, thank you very much for watching. See you again soon.